Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here. And as I said last time, we have another demon wall to fight. So yeah, let's start this off with a boss battle. Yeah, for not having boss battles for a while, we had a lot of exploring sections. Now we've got, this will be our third in kind of like back-to-back boss battles. Yeah, you can't run from this one. However...
The wall comes. We must be quick. Together we can bring it down.
However, what I didn't tell you last time, because, well, I needed to keep something exciting. I like that mini-map on the right side with the thing. We have to run up to it. But this demon wall is significantly easier. He's got, like, half the health, maybe less than half the health of the first demon wall. We're going to keep the same basic strategy, but without the reflect silliness going on. I'm going to reserve that reflect strategy for bosses that end up giving me a really tough time. Balthier is silenced. I don't care. He's not casting anything anyways. Wow, it's casting sleep now. Balthier is asleep. I do kind of care about that. What wakes up sleep? Oh, the Prince's Kiss. Yeah, Vossler, give Balthier a kiss. That's so weird. Chain Magic. I don't know what that does. Hey, we got slow on him with the, no, not Talaga. Who's he taking? Oh, he took Fran. Well, that's okay. Fran got 60 license points from the last battle. Although she could most use the license points right now, but, you know, well. I think this one's worth like 8, something like that. Yeah, not nearly as much as that first. What was with that cartwheel, Pinello? That was silly. I should do that every time I win a boss fight. No, I won't do that. I'll end up breaking myself, and then we won't have Let's Plays anymore. And nobody wants that. Because then you'd be without my soothing voice, and where would you be without that? Just think about that for a while. Okay, well, Fran has been X-zoned, so let's go back to the crystal and fix that. But yeah, as far as the Reflectga and AoE spell effects, I'm not going to use that on a boss unless I feel like it's going to be the only way to beat said boss. Like if the boss is so tough that I feel the need that I need to have that sort of silly amount of damage output in order to do that. Okay, so switching areas got Fran back from the X zone. Okay, well we gotta go back here and touch stuff. Because that's what we do when we enter ancient ruins filled with magic and wonders. We just go around touching everything. And then good stuff happens. Except when bad stuff happens. Alright, I care about Balthier's silence. It's bothering my OCD. I prefer not having negative statuses on my people. Ash, can you fix this? You're not Ash. That's Pinello. Yoo-hoo, past gameplay me. Okay. White magic, Vox will cure silence. Yay, Balthier can now cast spells again that he doesn't have. Because he's an Ulan. Alright, let's get our, I don't know what I'm doing now. I really don't. We need our party back to normal. Yep, so we need Fran and we need Bosch. We need Bosch. Past gameplay me, we need Bosch. There we go. Yeah, well, after the intensity of those demon walls, especially that first one, you know, my brain afterwards was kind of just, like, fried. I recorded these parts back to back. I was like, oh wait, what am I supposed to be doing now? I beat the demon wall, yay! We're going to explore this dungeon. But for beating both demon walls, we get to unlock this path. And this path, well, it's an interesting path. It's so interesting it's not even on our map. And it's so interesting that there's literally nothing here. So we'll run through it. Well, fast forward, but like I said, I'm using it as a run button. And it doesn't matter which path you take, right or left. They're mirror images because, you know, this is an ancient tomb. We have to have symmetry. Ancient Egyptians believed in that stuff, even though we're not in Egypt. I wonder if ancient Egyptians believed in bats. We're calling them seekers. Are we casting arrow normally with Fran? That's gonna burn through her MP way too... Oh, we do need to cast something on this. It's a Tallow. What? That's a flying type Pokemon. This doesn't make any sense. Well, Tallow is weak to, well, this Tallow is weak to Aqua. Should be weak to Lightning. I am Oiled. Oil is a status that makes us take more damage from fire. I think I've mentioned this before, but, oh, it's gonna start casting fire. Okay, so we need to fix this oil before Bosch takes a boatload of damage. What fixes that? Handkerchief. Removes oil. Remove it quick enough. It begins casting fire. Oh, there we go. Fran's now level 17. Well, that's good. Yeah. Oh, if the foe is flying, I have her casting yeah, I have her casting Aqua if the foe is flying. But notice she wasn't casting Aqua on the bats, which were flying. We do want to be using our magic to deal with these things. But Fran's magic, not quite as strong as Penelo's. So it can't one-shot these guys. Actually, I don't think Penelo can one-shot these guys. They have a lot of HP. But they give a lot of experience, too. 170. Wow. Oh, let's see. Let's take a look at my notes for part 25. Notes say, first demon wall worth 30 license points, 60 for Fran. I covered this in the last part and this part. And then I have a note about the end of the part. Yay! Okay. Okay, what is with all these flans? These are getting annoying. These fire flan tallow guys. Tallow, Talo. I think the Pokemon had an I in its name, though. So yeah, these probably aren't it. Well, okay, they're definitely not it, but you know what I mean. We'll just cast a water on each one of them. I mean, I'm not super worried about using MP because clearly we're going to come back out the other side and we're going to end up at, you know, right back at the beginning. Really? The super treasure that we get for beating the 2 demon walls, and the game's going to do that thing. It's going to fake me out. I told you guys that was going to happen to me a lot. It's practically going to happen to me in every part that involves a treasure chest. we got a Scathe mote. Scathe is like the best black magic spell in the game. We're close to it. Massive damage to everyone. Well, all enemies, not yourself, because that would be weird. Although there are spells that do that. But not in this game, but I believe there's some in other Final Fantasy games. I'll say there's one in Final Fantasy IX. Like Doomsday or something. Does dark damage to everyone, including your own party. At least I think that's a black magic spell. I know you can cast it. I remember when I cast it the first time, I ended up like killing a bunch of my party, and I was like, whoa, what happened? And that was just all kinds of bad. So yeah, if for some reason you're following along, but not following along with this game, but playing Final Fantasy IX instead, equip Dark Absorbing equipment on your guys before casting Doomsday. And, you know, that's also assuming that I'm even remembering things correctly. After that whole mishap with the party switching at the start of this, who knows? Then again, that was past gameplay me, and now we're talking about present commentary me, which are two kind of different me's. We're not always synced up. But we could be synced up in our confusion. That would be interesting. Almost as interesting as the Tarsus gem we just got. It sounds really fancy, but really it's just another piece of loot that we can sell. So, yeah, collect them, but don't worry too much about them. I'm sure they'll be involved in some sort of bizarre item. No, not a bizarre item, but a package deal at the bazaar. Okay, and we end up here. If I... Yeah, this is just back to the beginning. We'll go out the other side. Yeah, so for all of that, we got that one treasure, which with this a Scathe mote, which the motes being a one-time use. You know, I'm kind of disappointed by that. I would have thought for all the hassle we had to go through to get here, or to get that treasure, rather, we would have got something that wasn't just a one-time use item. Or if it was going to be a one-time use item, something like a Mega Elixir. Something that would be so good that we'd probably never use, except in the case of, like, post-game super bosses. Alright, but yeah, like I said, not worried about the MP consumption because it was just going to shoot us right back out at the start. We'll save it since we got that, so in case something bad happens, we can, you know, not have to go through and get the Scathe mode again, at least. What bad could happen? I mean, we've already had 3 boss battles, all back-to-back like that. There can't possibly be anything more, right? But what is in this tomb of King Raithwall? Well, let's go find out. We still can't activate that waystone, no matter how much we touch it. I feel like that waystone's going to end up being a teleporter to get back, that we find at the end of the dungeon to get back to the start, and the one at the start is conveniently deactivated. So that way we have to travel through the whole dungeon, otherwise, you know, there wouldn't be a point to having the dungeon if they just put a warp to the end of it right at the beginning and had it active. But I can't think of too many logical or practical reasons why you would have to go activate the far one. Like, has no one ever done that? Has no one ever been in here since this thing was built? Who built this massive place anyways? This thing is huge. I mean, I know this is a video game, but just think if this place was made by real people. Or real people within the game. You know what I mean. Yeah, just the structure and the layout. And how would they get all of those stairs? Yeah, that's my thought.
It wounds me to look on as they pillage so solemn a place.
Yet without help, you and I are as nothing. Is this not so? He thinks ever and always on his own profit. Assure him of it and he shall remain true to our cause.
I do not share your majesty's trust.
We will continue this later. Now we should concern ourselves with finding the Dawn Shard.
I like this music too that's playing in the background.
It sleeps in waiting, somewhere deep within.
How can you be certain?
It's very noble and adventurous.
I can hear its
and
call.
Just like, hey, this is going to be a big quest coming up here. This is going to be a big turning point. I mean, the music in this game isn't as catchy and memorable as other Final Fantasies, in my opinion, but I feel that it does do well for the atmosphere of the places that we're in. And we got the urn, so we got the whole map. Yay, let's take a look at the map. Or let's touch stuff first. Oh, it worked. Oh, this one takes us back to the entrance. Okay, well now it's active. Yeah, so they just didn't want you teleporting past the 2 demon walls. I do kind of appreciate the teleporters around dungeons like this. I mean, it adds to the feel of the dungeon and what they were going for with it being an ancient tomb with ancient devices that do yada yada yada. But also, it's just nice to have for a game that's, you know, big like this. Even though these dungeons, I don't feel like they've been super long. The Barheim passage might have been a little overkill so far, but that still wasn't too bad. So yeah, while the overworld areas I may feel they might be getting a bit too big for my taste, the dungeon lengths I'm still okay with. Oh. That is my phone going off. Why is my phone going off during commentary? Who told it they could do that? Yes, I am now texting during commentary. Isn't that like some sort of offense I could be fined for? I mean, I guess if I was driving while texting, or driving while texting and commentating, how would that even work? Don't answer that, anyone. In fact, don't anybody try any of that. Well, you can do all those things separately, but just don't combine them all. Like I am. Alright, we are moving on to somewhere, I don't know where, because I'm texting while commentating. Okay, we went to, I don't even know what side we went to first, but we went to that side first, and we found zombies. They are weak to holy. Another thing is, because they are undead, you can actually use Cure on them to damage them. I'm not really going to do that, but I might use Cura if we run into like a big group of them at once, because that could be really nice. Fran, you don't have a poisona? No, that's fine. We can use antidotes. We have a billion of them that we didn't pay for. And ooh, another new enemy. Ragu. No, it can't be Ragu. Looks like something you might make Ragu in. It's a giant pot with a face and evil horns. Or multiple faces. It's a little teapot, short and stout. Well, it's stout alright. I don't know about short. It's taller than we are. Here's its handle and here's its spout. When it gets all steamed up, it might shout. Actually, when it gets all steamed up, it might explode on us. Or cast thunder. That's an option, too. Oh, it got all steamed up. Well, that got very steamed up. I decided to change the HP gambit. I believe we're on, like, if our HP is below half, then we'll cast Cura. Since Cura is not only more powerful, but it's also AoE, it's going to cure our whole party, which is nice after a whole party self-destruct attack like that. From these zombies, we get a strip of rotting flesh. Those are actually pretty good sell items to be picking up. Foul flesh. Yeah, those are worth quite a nice amount of money. Is it time to switch? It's not technically time to switch, but Vaughn's at level 16. Yeah, we'll get this crew another level, and then we'll switch Vaughn and crew in until they're like level 19. Yeah, I'm still getting the hang of having Bosch and Vaughn are a little bit behind on the experience. I'm not going to do anything to ever balance that out. It'll naturally kind of balance out, because if they're like, say, 1,000 experience behind now, they're going to, you know, stay 1,000 experience behind. But once we get to higher levels, 1,000 experience when you need, you know, 22,000 isn't as big of a deal as 1,000 experience when you need 6,000 to level up. Oh, more treasure. A flame staff. That's cool. We can use that to power up fire attacks. That's a really cool treasure to find. I thought I was going to have to buy that later on, but now I guess I don't. Zombies, you're popping up at inconvenient times. You now have my party split between its attacks. Look at what you did. Look at the madness you have gone... Okay, Fran's coming back over. Good. Crazy zombie. Alright. Just used Flash, which attempted to blind everybody, but instead blinded no one. I feel like I should probably have one of those accessories that either prevents poison or blind through here. That'd be smart. I think at some point I'll start doing that. I don't think I've been poisoned enough yet to care, but, well, that might change in the next 5 minutes. We have 3 treasures here, but I know these zombies. I know they're gonna screw this up. It happened again. I told you. Anytime there's treasures around. Those were all pathetic amounts of gil. Why have 3 treasures there that, I mean, it's part of the randomness, but still, why put 3 treasures there with weak amounts of gil when you could just have 1 treasure box that has all of those gil amounts combined? It just doesn't make sense to me, and this isn't the first RPG game that does things like that. You know, I mean, if the treasures are in different locations, yeah, I understand that. You know, put whatever you want in them. But if you've got treasures, like, right next to each other, and they both contain small amounts of gil, just make it one treasure with one amount of gil. You know, combine the two. Don't waste my time opening a treasure box that, when they could have been consolidated. Those noises those zombies are making upon death, that's kind of interesting, unique. I don't like it as much as those giant fish guys making those large thuds on the ground. Alright, these guys we have to kill quickly before they decide to self-destruct, because they get all steamed up. Well, Bosch isn't going to let them get all steamed up, because that was a nice triple hit there. Now we got a high potion from the thing. That's nice. Were we able to buy high potions yet? I don't remember. I don't think we are. Well, maybe we are. I don't know. We should have enough anyways. Well, okay, major spoiler alert. We will never run out of high potions in this game, one way or another. Alright, so we come up here, we touch the thing, and we get ambushed by a whole bunch of zombies. But they're pretty spread out, so I don't think a Kira would actually hit all of them. So we'll just take them down one at a time. It's okay. Alright, with that, even though you didn't see the other path, I'm going to walk back through that path, and I'll take, since they're kind of symmetry images, I'll take the other path next time. Not the path that we just took that's mirror image of the one we just took, but the other one that I'm not showing on camera, to get back to the center area, because symmetry. See you next time.